Yeah, you know what time it is. Come brawl with them boys of the fall. Covered in gray and scarlet, massive, stiff arms to your jaw. We breaking it. We sick of seeing you clowns with the crown. We taking it. Number one flaws, you don't know ball. We taking advantage of that. Got you Karens asking where the manager at. With no cap, no time for the amateur rap. Look, man, we got dogs all over the depth chart. Monsters on the roster. Straighten up that posture. Rooting out you imposters. Silver bullets in the chamber. And a D-line full of danger. Step back when that linebacker trigger, when he pull it, it'll bang ya. Running backs running downhill. Touchdown on your IG reel. Better check the stats. Buddy, it's straight facts over how you feel. Whenever I speak, I'm giving you more balls than German Village, Short North, and High Street. And you know, the average Joe can do nothing with my flow. It's a way. Somebody please give his brother an I.O. Come on.
I told y'all before, I need to feel y'all's energy. Stop sitting on y'all hands and get this place lit. Like I said, bring the energy.
Yeah, you know what time it is. I'm brawl with them boys of the fall. You know what time it is. On the ground with a nose for the ball. You know what time it is. Blood, sweat, and them tears for this game. Leaving it all out on the field with no fear for you lame. You know what time it is. I'm brawl with them boys of the fall. You know what time it is. On the ground with a nose for the ball. You know what time it is. Blood, sweat, and them tears for this game. Leaving it all out on the field with no fear for you lame. And it's Buckeyes by a billion. We in the building with over 100,000. We represent from the... Man, I don't know who that kid is in the intro, but he kind of nice, ain't he? Somebody tell me who that is. Where can I find his music? What's up, y'all? What's up, everybody? Stilly, Tyler Caressley, Lunatic Fringe, Lieutenant Fringe, Ice Cream. I'm gonna make that a tradition now. Studley, Butley, Kentaco Hunt, all the regulars, all the usuals. What's up, man? Glad to see y'all again on this beautiful Sunday. We're a little chilly and overcast here in Columbus, Ohio, but it's all good, man. Funky, man. How are you doing? How was your week? How are you feeling?
I'm doing good, B. Moses. Just enjoying spring break here back at home. So, I mean, waking up another Sunday as national champions is a very, very good feeling. So, even watching these March Madness games, knowing that we won the real tournament and the big one that actually matters, that people actually really care about outside of like Duke and North Carolina, then that's what makes me feel good. Because no matter, I rather hot take maybe, but I think I'd rather win one national championship in football than 3 in basketball.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think too many people who are really huge football heads, because listen, man, I played basketball and football. I love both sports. And I love Buckeye basketball, but nothing touches Ohio State football. Not even NFL. I love NFL, NBA, but Buckeye football is king as far as my sports. So, yes, I would love to win a NCAA tournament championship in basketball. But yeah, bro, that football championship hit something different, and I'm still basking in it. We're going to continue to bask in it. And yeah, bro, I agree with you. I'm with you on that. With that said, we got to get this basketball program together. We got to, because we were used to winning. We were used to, running, having some deep runs in the tournament and having some studs and having some exciting runs, man. And we need that back. But with that said, football is king. Amen.
Absolutely. I mean, fire Diebler, but that's just my personal opinion.
Give him another year, and we'll see. Give him another year. It's only been 1 year. What's up, Dev? I see you in the chat. What's good, brother? What's good? Buckeye Boys. We got to do our commercial. Buckeye Boys with a Z. Subscribe to their channel. They're doing some great, great things, making some great connections, putting out some great content. They are Scoop family. So on Sunday, 5 p.m., they go live. We go live at 6. Kirk and Nevada go live about 7:15-ish. Triple threat, triple header, banging you real quick on a Sunday. Love it. And yeah, man, good people. Shout out to Mello and Sean Strock as well. I don't see y'all in the chat yet, but shout out to y'all. But yeah, man. But anyway, yeah. So again, once again, for the people, why do you keep talking about Michigan? The Buckeye fans, number one, and then the Michigan fans. Why are you still talking? You're scandal ridden. Okay, we have lost count on all the scandals and mess up in Ann Arbor. You keep making the news. You keep putting yourself out there. You put together an elaborate cheating scandal for years that's still ongoing. So we're going to talk about it. So here we are again, y'all. I'm sure you heard the report. Former offensive coordinator, that's key, offensive coordinator, that's a huge position in the program. Matt Weiss was busted for hacking into, I can't even remember the number, but thousands and thousands of students, profiles, just personal effects, their clouds. And then the verbiage or the phrase intimate photos were used, basically nudes. This dude was going and digging and finding, it says mostly women. So I don't know what else he was doing or what his preference is, but he was collecting nudes. And then they said he was circling back to leave. He was leaving notes, and I don't know. Dude was just a perv, just mentally ill, maybe. I don't know. But dude, you got to be sick to do that, obviously. And so we're going to talk about it. And Funky, I want to get your thoughts on this, because here Scoop brought this out when this first, like, Scoop has had this for a while. So we've just been waiting on the official public indictment, and here it is. But Scoop, Nevada, and Kirk have been we've been talking about this for what, over a year now,
Yeah,
Funky?
it's been a while. Oh, we had it was that was like October of 2023, so well over a year now.
Over a year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it came out around the same time as all the Stallion stuff came out too, which is very interesting.
Right.
But yeah, I mean it's sick, and it wasn't just him too. I forget, the quarterback's coach was trying to meet up with an underage minor. Like, there's clearly something going on there, because when it happens once, you could kind of, like, just a bad egg and a whatever, bad apple. But when it starts happening twice, and it's going on for years and years, like he said, he was doing it since 2015. So that means for every single second he was at Michigan, he was uh, taking part in these, I mean, horrible actions. Like, that stuff that stuff that's compared to the Sandusky stuff at Penn State, it's in that same realm and that same possibility. And I really feel like they're not getting as much like slack for it right now, because it's not over. It's the fact that it's not over, is that there's more stuff digging, and they're still in the middle of a 18 or while I've lost count of the months now, but whatever, long investigation. And there's gonna be a big 30 for 30 on this, on Michigan from 2020 to 2023. Just, it's gonna be like the Florida documentary, or it's gonna be it's gonna be insane, because there's so much stuff that you can think about. It's the desperation turned to cheating scandal, turned to coaches on the staff being caught for being pedophiles, multiple of them out of the 10, and that's 20% of the staff right there. So it's going to be a very, and all this denial too. Michigan fans can look you straight in the eyes and be like, yes, two of our coaches were full pedophiles, and one of them hacked into these really big servers that had hundreds of thousands of people's medical reports in it, and did all this horrible stuff, and are able to hack into 2,000 plus athletes' clouds of 100 plus different universities. But they look you straight in the eye and be like, but we for sure didn't cheat. There's no way we cheated. There's no possibility we cheated.
Right.
We never would cheat in football. But they hack into all these servers and be straight pedophiles and criminals. Criminals that are going to be locked away for years and years. So, I mean, it's just a bunch of delusion, but it's going to create a very, very good 30 for 30 shortly.
Oh man, they might need a 60 for 60
Yeah,
for that
really.
mess. But yeah, bro. So look, I'll dive in and just say this, because, and you hit on some things I'm going to kind of piggyback on and elaborate on. Some Michigan fans are saying, I mean, but how can you blame the football program for that? They fired him. They didn't know. Okay, fine. Just on its face, fair enough. But the problem is, like Funky said, I mean, I just took a few notes, and I'm sure I'm missing stuff. But to me, it's like Funky said, it's not just this though. It's it's not just one thing. This is not an isolated thing. This has been a culture of corruption. If you just look in that time span, the lack of vetting. I mean, look, Hairball and Cheeseburger Gate, which was not just about a cheeseburger. He lied to the NCAA. He was recruiting during the dead period. Basically taking advantage, getting an advantage over his competition recruiting. When the NCAA approached him, he lied about it. They had receipts, they had testimony. He lied. That's why he got popped, not because he bought a cheeseburger. Okay. The Stallion scandal, that in itself is a mess. Just to stop on that as I keep going, because it's funny, Michigan fans want to call Ohio State soft. Well, you don't want to admit that we beat you, that you're saying we cheated. There's nothing softer than having to come together and create some elaborate cheating scandal, unprecedented cheating scandal. That's the word the NCAA used when they talked to the Big Ten when this first dropped, unprecedented scheme. Nothing is softer than having to come up with an unprecedented cheating scheme to finally beat your rival. So chew on that, okay? And again, this notion is funny, Funky, and I'm going to continue, but I just wanted to just hit you with this. I'm seeing some of the takes from Michigan fans, and some of them have been bold enough to say there's no cheating. There was never any cheating. Because they've been all over the place. They've been, oh, well, we cheated, but not as much. Oh, well, there's no evidence. No, they're just saying they straight up didn't cheat. The NCAA, I'm going to tell y'all for the 1,000th time, they've already said they have evidence that you cheated. They said it back in November of 2023. That was before Central Michigan. That was before they were able to talk to the coaches. That was before more evidence piled up. They got you. They know you cheated. You cheated. This ain't something we making up, all right? So either you're ignorant or you dumb or both or the same. In other words, you dumb. Point is, stop acting stupid. Next, Alex Yode or Yode. Is that how you pronounce his name? Yode.
I have no clue.
Yeah, Alex Yode. Yeah, the kid who worked for Michigan on the staff was trying to lure minors into Walmart by the electronic department and be a pedo. And we had Michigan media who were not releasing this and not putting it out there and basically covering it up. That's a fact. And they came out and tried to explain themselves away. But you got that going on around this whole time on their staff. Okay. Of course, Matt Weiss, all of that going on in Schembechler Hall. Let's touch on that real quick. I got 2 more bullet points after that. But Matt Weiss. All right. We know the story. You know the situation. He hacked. He was looking at stuff. Here's my thing. We don't have 100% public record fact yet, but why is it not plausible to believe that this dude who was hacking into these serious systems was not hacking into Ohio State practice film or other team, Michigan State practice film? Like, how is that not plausible? I'm not saying it's true because we don't have that 100% fact yet, but the notion that that's just out of this world, no way, is just crazy to me. Crazy. So you had the lack of morality, number one, to do what you did, and then number 2, the ability to actually get in. Why would we not consider them doing that? The culture of corruption was there in Ann Arbor, and just absolute terrible vetting. Coaches being fired for DUI right after being hired. Freaking Denard Robinson passed out drunk in his car by the lake. I'm missing stuff. This is just off the top of the head. So it's not just about Weiss and, oh, well, we didn't know, we fired him. It's a culture of corruption. It's a consistent thing. It's a lack of institutional control is what it is. So that's what we're getting at, Michigan fans. It's not just one thing, it's several things. And I haven't seen or heard any accountability on the flip side. And I'll end with this, Funk. On the flip side, the reason why we're going so hard, number one, it's worth going hard on. Number 2, if any of y'all was alive during Tatgate, Michigan fans treated Ohio State like they were Sandusky, like they were just the worst, god awful, worst humans ever because of tattoos, trading your memorabilia for tattoos, which would be laughed at now with NIL being here. Like, do y'all remember how awful they were? I mean, they were just ridiculous. But now you got all of this mess. And now it's just like, oh, excuse, no big deal. And you're just mad because we beat you. All that foolishness. So just want to give y'all some backdrop. And we're going to keep, as long as the scandals keep happening, we're going to keep addressing it.
Yeah,
So we got more on that. But Funky, yeah, please jump in, brother.
I want to jump in. One, to talk about what you said about you couldn't possibly think, or they had access to practice film, or you said, how could they not? Whatever. Talking about practice film, they had access of 2,000 people's clouds. What's in your cloud is film, videos. I mean, I would assume like players would have practice film downloaded on their phones and all this other stuff that's in their cloud. So when you have access to the cloud and you have the access to over 2,000 student athletes' clouds, then mostly women, but that doesn't mean all women. And so I mean, I could totally believe that he had the access to some Ohio State players' cloud and was able to get practice film or something around that from Ohio State. I mean, that's more than believable in my opinion. And I would also like to add that there was this huge article written. I think it was about Burgergate or something. I think it was about Burgergate, but an ex-Michigan staffer told the NCAA that the culture under Harbaugh was to go to the line and cross it.
Yeah.
And that was written in or talked about during COVID and the illegal recruiting that they were doing. So there's clearly a switch in their head that switched after 2019. There's a switch that went from, or really during COVID, and probably during COVID and a little bit after COVID, was they have to cross the line. They have to find whatever they do to win the games. And that's by cheating, by illegally recruiting during COVID, then lying about it, and then turned to on-field cheating or bending the rules or going up to the line and maybe crossing it so. But these are ex-Michigan staffers saying this, and this is all within a 3-year period of time. Like, isn't that insane? You have the Alex Yode situation. You have this ex-staffer telling the NCAA that Harbaugh told them that they need to cross the line, that they need to start cheating. That's pretty much what it is. Harbaugh's saying, you got to start cheating. We got to start cheating. We got to start competing. I don't care what you have to do. You have to push the line. You have to push the limit. You have to cheat. You have to get these guys on campus. You have to pay for these guys' meals. You have to do everything you can to get Michigan football back on the map. Since they haven't been relevant, really since, was it 2001 maybe or 2002? You can say arguably that's when their relevance was
maybe 06.
last.
1 versus 2, 06 maybe.
Oh right, 06. I mean, that makes a lot of sense. But it's called desperation. Like that's a good. It's literally what they are. They're very desperate, but there's clearly a culture of this, and we'll see when the best part about this, it's not over. It's not over. It's just gonna get worse. It's just gonna get worse. There's gonna be no information that comes out, and we're gonna be like, "Wow, that vindicates Michigan." Like, heck no. It's just gonna get worse, and it's really. We're getting to the very end of this, and the only reason why these scandals are gonna stop happening is because they're all gone. They all left. They dodged ship. They are all gone. It's a whole new staff in there, and it's gonna really show. And they went 8-5 last year. But 7-5 in the regular season. And man, if they didn't have the easiest schedule in college football, I would say they're in for another 7-5, 6-6 year this year. But yeah, it's dark times for the program. And yeah, again, that 30 for 30, 60 for 60 is gonna hit like crack. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say that, but
Nah, I feel you. Like again, man, we broke them, y'all. We broke them. We were smashing them for 20 years straight. And remember, Harbaugh said, we're going to beat Ohio State or die trying. And he meant that thing. He meant that. And what he meant dying is their morals. Any type of moral higher power they thought they always had, which they never had, went out the window. So, the desperation, again, once all of this is done, once everything comes out publicly, when the NCAA finally releases their sanctions, on the NCAA they have um, page where it explains to you what happened and the response and all of that. Once all this information comes out, we're going to look back and be able to see the desperation and everything that led them to cheat, which also turned the rivalry in a non-natural way, in a manufactured way, to the point where Ryan Day, end up losing to an inferior team, probably because the game was in his head and everything that comes with losing the game, dealing with all of that. But yeah, man, this is serious. Somebody in the chat said, um, you know, as bad as Harbaugh cheated, that proves you how good Ryan Day is. Ryan Day is an excellent coach. He's not perfect, but he's an excellent coach. And again, a big reason why I've always held back on any really tough criticism on him is because I know the backdrop of where he got to where he was before the run was based off of cheating. And so that kind of held back the hand a little bit. So anyway, with that said, yeah, man. This to me, even though I'll say this, no, a lot of people are asking this question. No, the white stuff isn't necessarily connected to the NCAA. And I say that because there could be some other caveats in there, but this specific thing he got indicted for is not an NCAA issue. But there could be other NCAA issues based off of other findings that aren't necessarily related to what was released. But I think Tyler Cressley, yeah, he said, don't forget the gambling. I know Nevada has went on record plenty of times saying that they found gambling cookies. So again, there's more layers to this onion, y'all. Like Funky said, there's more coming. And what else is coming is the hammer. It's just so funny how in denial they are. Because even though this is not directly NCAA related per se, it's still, to me, it's ominous. It's like, if you're a Michigan fan, can you at least be honest and say, what in the heck was going on in our program? I mean, like, this is bad, y'all. But they just brush it off like it's no big deal, and they deflect and try to say, well, Ohio State's been cheating for the last 20 years. Okay, provide evidence. Oh, tattoos? Is that what you're talking about? Tattoos? Please stop. So anyway, I don't know if you got anything else to say about this, Funky, but yeah, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's just funny how they could totally see all these stuff that's actually happening, and then but totally deny anything cheating, and or even deny that they don't have a dirty program, or at least it hasn't been dirty in the last 4 years. Because this also happened in the last 4 years, B. Moses. It was a 4-year stretch where all this stuff happened.
Yeah.
Like, I get once, it's like, oh no, you're not a dirty program for whatever, having one like decent big scandal. Like just the Cheeseburger Gate wouldn't make you a dirty program. But it's the mix of Cheeseburger's Gate, the 2 pedophiles on staff, and then Chris Parcher's got fired for deleting evidence. Connor Stallions got fired for his role in the scheme. The Denard Robinson got fired for his like 3rd DUI. Like, it was every other week where there's clearly like some serious issues going on with that program.
Why would Stallions get fired, Funky? He didn't
I
do
know.
anything wrong. They didn't cheat.
I mean,
Why
that's
would
the
he get fired?
whole. Why would he get? They should rehire him, defensive coordinator, head coach when Lamar leaves.
Oh man, listen, man. I'm sick of scum fans, man. I'm telling you, on my page, on X, just on YouTube, trolling. Like, I'm just sick of them. This is why, for those of y'all out there watching this who are not Ohio State fans, who didn't grow up Ohio State, Michigan fans, you're just kind of an outsider. Michigan has the worst fan base in sports, in the entirety of sports. I'm telling you, the level of delusional arrogance is astounding. They've been like this since I've been alive. This is just another example of it. This is like the worst example. And I'm telling you, the hammer that is coming down from the NCAA, no matter how much you try to deny it, no matter how much you try to make it go away, no other fan base deserves this hammer more than they do. And it's not even just their fan base. It's their organization. It's their administration. I mean, from their president to their AD, all of that. And it's just ridiculous. But yeah, I'm definitely sick of them.
We don't even need to bring up like the other scandals happening in Michigan, like the hockey scandal, all those situations, all those issues. Uh, I'm literally forgetting, or I mean, or the fact that their head coach punched multiple coaches, or sorry, slapped multiple coaches in the head and didn't get fired for that. I mean, we completely ignore that. Just so, I mean, there's so much stuff that you can just go into. Just the last 4 years, it's all happened within the last 4 years. I mean,
Yeah.
genuinely absurd.
And we're gonna keep forgetting. I mean, shoot, yeah, let's go. Well, that's kind of further away, but I was gonna say the Taylor Lewan stuff, and
Hmm.
just covering up, the rape stuff and all. Man, bro, look, they point the finger at so many people, but I mean, they just the mess and just, bro, it's just crazy. It's craziness. So the tough thing about this though, because I have to keep educating people online, especially which frustrates me as Ohio State fans, who is like, here's my thing, and I've said this before, y'all, in the chat, Funky, everybody watching. It's one thing to be uninformed, but it's another thing to just be so loud and strong and wrong. Like, if you don't know what you're talking about, if you haven't done any research, then keep your mouth shut. But you got cats out here just running their mouth talking extra big. Ain't nothing gonna happen. Based on what? What are you basing it off of? You don't know. You don't have any facts. Oh, I don't trust the NCAA. Like, okay. Whether it's they haven't said nothing, nothing's happened yet, so nothing's gonna happen. I keep having to educate. We keep having to educate people on the process. There's a process. There's a timeline. There's an NCAA dashboard. This is happening. Just because it hasn't come down yet doesn't mean it's not going to happen. Get that through your heads, y'all. Okay, we got to keep reminding y'all that this is not some fairy tale. We're just hoping and wishing and praying it happens. It's happening real time. Okay, so with that said, I'm patient for something that is well deserved that's going to come that we'll just like laugh about and enjoy. But in the meantime, the tough part, and I'm sure y'all can relate to this, the tough part, why it gets so frustrating, like, come on, is because we're dealing with these scum fans and their arrogance and they just running their mouth and all this other stuff. And it's just like, man, come on and crack these idiots already. Hurry up. But we gotta wait on the process, right? Funky is just like we're all salivating from Justin Spiro to Buckeye Scoop, 11 Warriors, and all the Buckeye fans who are tuned in to know what's coming, who actually know what's coming. We're just like, just waiting because these fools online have just been testing our patience and just being extra stupid. And I'm sick of it.
Yeah, I mean, they'll look you straight in the eye still and say they have a clean program, and they'd be like, "These pedophiles have nothing to do with our program. They weren't the offensive coordinators or quarterback coaches. They have nothing to do with our program." I mean, imagine this came out and Chip Kelly what did this. I mean, it's the same exact. They had the same exact role. I
Yeah,
mean,
offensive coordinator. Yeah.
it'd be worldwide news, and I'd be, I mean, extremely embarrassed. Like, it would be horrible. I'd be like, wow, we have some serious, like, soul searching to do if that guy really talked to our players and led our team, you know? Like, who knows? And it might just happen. Who knows? Like, so, I mean, I would have some serious soul searching to be like, wow, like, where are we at as a program? Like, we have to completely cleanse out everything and make sure, like, this it wasn't any farther than this, you know? So,
Yeah, and Tyler, I put this on the screen a minute ago, but yeah, the Blake Corum LLC, like, I mean, that in itself, I mean, like, bro, it's so we keep forgetting things, we keep forgetting stuff, but yeah, bro, it's crazy, man. And we're gonna move on to the defensive depth chart in a moment, but you know, I'm laughing at the comments as well. Yeah, culture of corruption is a horrifically correct description. Yeah, bro, it's just it's what it is, man. Um, and so, and the other thing about our fan base, I'll say this about our fan base and our media, because other fans will try to claim that Ohio State players would just do whatever they want to do. First of all, I'll say this, y'all. I'll say this. Let me say this. Ryan Day not only is an excellent coach, look at our program since he's been here. Look at how clean, and what I mean by clean is no off the field issues for real, not under his watch. Um, we're not Georgia, where it's like DUIs galore. Like this team, shoot, you got people complaining about they're too religious and they're going to too many Bible studies and talking about Jesus too much. I'll take that. Give me that. You know what I'm saying? Over off the field scandals and freaking drunk driving and pedos and all this other crap. You know what I'm saying? So with that said, our fans, man, we definitely, our fans and our media hold this program accountable, to me, even to a fault. Like, they go too far, in my opinion. But at least there's some accountability. Like, you look at Michigan, look at the media. The Michigan people there that aren't Michigan fans, like Michigan State, they call it the blue wall. Like Valenti. You know Valenti. The one we put, I posted stuff on my Buckeye page, Buckeye Sports Talk, be Moses page. He's a really good dude, entertaining Michigan State guy. And Spiro posts him a lot too. But anyway, they call it the blue wall. So like they're the total opposite up there. They won't report pedos. They won't hold the program accountable. When the Tackgate stuff happened, the local media, in my opinion, they went too far. They went too far in some instances. But it was vitriol over tattoos. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to hear this Ohio State is not accountable and their players, that's just not true. When JT Barrett when JT Barrett was here, remember he got a DUI. Guess what? He was arrested. The cop didn't let him go. He was held accountable. He was suspended. You know what I'm saying? Like this community here in Columbus, they hold this program accountable. I don't see the same up in Michigan. I don't. And this is a primary example from all the way down, from your AD to your president talking about some bet, the media making excuses, hiding pedos, all that stuff, man. So, yeah, man, again, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. I've been dealing with scum fans for decades, and all this stuff right here is just like, I don't know, bro. I'm just tired of it.
I have some possibly breaking news, B Moses.
What's that?
So I see this it's a screenshot on Twitter. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but it's an 11 Warriors guy who's been breaking all this stuff. Per diem.
Okay. Yeah, I know you're talking about.
He said it's a screenshot. He says, and his post from, I think this is today. I'm not fully sure, but it says, spent some time today going through my notes and chasing down old leads now that the Weiss indictment is out. Someone should ask, they say boob salsa, but I think that means Chris Ballas. So someone should ask Chris Ballas when he first learned, direct from a source, about Weiss having a login to OSU's video server saved on a issued device.
Hey,
this is not me said. This is straight from Per Diem, who's been good. I mean, he's been good during this whole scandal. I mean, not to blow on anyone from that site, but he's been pretty good. He was doing good work and has been proven right a long time. So that's straight from his mouth saying, and I mean, and if you just can't convince me that that's unbelievable. You just can't. There's no possibility that that's considered unbelievable. But that's straight from his source, that he thinks Chris Ballas already knows that directly from a source about Weiss having login, which makes sense. Because, I mean, not to bring up old news, but let's just say we know that's very possible to do, Like, it's not that hard to get a kid's log into a servers and watch the practice film. I mean, I'll let you, for those who know. So, yeah.
Yeah. And then remember, y'all, in the bowl game against Alabama, their players during the interviews was talking about how they were told to stay off their catapult. Like, to stay off there. That's the system where they watch their film. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, we don't know how the depths of this. And we know they cheated. We know they what they did with Stallions, but it's the basic principle of how could you put anything past this organization who keeps popping up with scandals and dirtiness? Like, why would you even think it's not possible? That's kind of the point. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I'm sure more will come out. And again, in the next few months here, I kind of lost track of the timeline. What has it been? 3 weeks since that last, since March 6th? Yeah. So we're looking June-ish, maybe a little later if there's another 30 days for actual sanctions. I'm about to say sanctions, actual sanctions to drop. So it's
Ward
coming. We
Manuel
going
said July. So
July. Okay.
that's what
So we
Ward
going to
Manuel
blink.
said. So yeah.
Yeah, we're going to blink and look up, and it's going to be July. But it's funny as I end this, and we'll go to the defensive depth chart. First of all, I got screenshots galore because it's funny on my Facebook page. It's annoying dealing with all of them, but at the same time, it's like, oh, but they're producing such great screenshots. I mean, the screenshots are beautiful, and I'm gonna post them all. But we'll have to endure the nothing's gonna happen. We didn't cheat. You're delusional. The hammer's never coming stuff for a few more months, y'all. That's it. And then the NCAA, nothing's going to happen, y'all. Remember, that's their stance. So anyway, we will move on. Any super chats I will get to, but we're going to talk about the defensive depth chart. Any last thing to say about that, Funky?
Nothing. We nailed it all.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. I definitely think we
It
did.
only took 36 minutes to talk about Michigan's cheating for the last 3 years.
I mean, and again, we're forgetting stuff.
Yeah. We
I mean,
yeah.
more stuff keeps popping up. Like, oh, I forgot about that. Forgot about that. Forgot about that. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, but yeah. So let's move on. Last week we did the offensive side. We predicted who was going to start on offense, right? Some are obvious and some are not. Same thing with the defense. Some are obvious, some are not. So let's start. I got the depth chart put up. We can start, Funky. I'm gonna let you jump in first, man, and we're gonna start with let's start with defensive end. Defensive end, that might be obvious, but yeah, what you think? Any surprises on your end?
Um. I mean, I think CJ Hicks wins the job.
You think so?
I think
The
CJ Hicks.
starter?
I think CJ Hicks wins the job. I think it'll be
Ooh,
Caden Curry and CJ
that is a
Hicks.
surprise. That is a surprise.
That's just.
Okay.
I. I. I just. I mean, I have a soft spot in my heart for CJ because he was such a big leader in that recruiting class. Uh, what that 20? Whoa, my years are all get jumbled up. 2021 recruiting class. 2020.
I
Gosh, my
think
years are
it
getting
was
jumbled up a little bit.
22 or I'll check it out. I'll
But
look.
he's played such a vital role in that recruiting class, and he's such a. I mean, he's a natural leader. Like he's definitely a leader of this Ohio State team, and he definitely wants to make a huge impact. Uh, so I think he wins the job over Keanu Jackson. I think Keanu's not good enough against the run, and I think CJ, free talent and linebacker movements are going to really help him and stand out as a defensive end and earn that first job. Even though it's really going to be a committee, like it genuinely is going to be a huge committee. But I think when we talk about our best defensive ends at the end of the year, I think it's going to be CJ Hicks and Caden Curry.
That's good, Funky. I like the spiciness, brothers. We didn't talk about that before the show.
No, we did
That's
not.
a nice little curveball. And yeah, he was class of 2021, by the way. So you were correct on that. But yeah, I mean, listen, if CJ Hicks starts, that's exciting. Because again, I'm still waiting to see if he can hold up against the run. I'm not convinced yet that he can hold up against the run to the point where he could be a starter. Because in my mind, I'm thinking they're going to ease him in. They're going to bring him in. I know Coach Larry Johnson said they don't want him to be like a little, novelty, but sometimes that takes time. So in my mind, I'm thinking he's going to get in, he's going to rotate in, and then throughout the season, you'll see him play more snaps and hold up against the run. But if he starts out the gate, ooh, that's going to be dope. But yeah, because to me, I think if he can prove that he can hold up against the run, that's going to be lethal because he's going to be ferocious off the edge. Like his speed and athleticism getting to the quarterback. Oh yeah, I love that.
And
But with
also,
that said, go ahead, bro.
sorry,
Jump
I
in.
mean, we can't ignore Logan George because Logan George went from an FCS school where he had an absurd amount of tackles for loss. He's one of the best run defenders of the defensive end in college football. And we talk about how big improvements people can make via their diet, via lifting, via being a part of a program like Ohio State and not Idaho State, which I believe that's where he was from.
Yeah, I think so.
And like he could make drastic improvements. I've not heard anything, but that's not always a bad thing. That's just this kid could just be working in silence and really trying to work his butt off and really earn himself a position in a spot. And he's gonna get. He's probably gonna gain a ton of muscle mass just if we're talking off going from that program to this program. So and he clearly wants to work hard because if he wanted just to walk into a starting job, he would have chose somewhere else. Or if he wanted just to walk into a bag of money, he would have chose somewhere else. So it'll be interesting, but I think that just a 4-man rotation of Kenyatta Jackson, C.J. Hicks, Caden Curry, and Logan George is definitely the that's going to be the rotation. Like those 4 guys are all going to play, and they all they're going to have to be good by committee because they're not going to be good enough, in my opinion, to be dominant on their own. So it's going to have to be a really big group effort by that defensive line or the defensive ends in particular.
Yeah, I agree. That it's going to be a group effort, but I'm going to go with Caden Curry as a starter opposite Kenyatta Jackson. Like I said, if CJ Hicks ends up starting, that'll be phenomenal. But I don't see that yet. I'll also say this. I think in the portal, we're going to grab a guy. We're going to grab a defensive end in the portal. Hopefully a stud that'll come in and really, either start or be right there in the rotation. Now, I want to see Kenyatta Jackson show he can hold up against the run better because that's one thing we're going to miss just in totality with our ends is I know Jack and JT came on towards the end of their career as far as getting to the QB, but they were always pretty solid against the run, like very solid against the run. So we need Kenyatta. Caden has been more solid than Kenyatta, in my opinion, against the run. Excuse me, but I want to see Kenyatta step up and solidify himself in that way. But I do think we're going to pluck a guy from the portal. But I don't want to go on too long because I know we got to do other positions. I just thought about that, kind of caught myself. But that's a good little curveball to CJ Hicks, brother. That's good stuff. All right, so let's do D tackle. D tackle, I think this might be obvious, pretty is, but we could touch on the depth with that. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, clearly the defense tackles are going to be Edric Houston and Cade McDonald, which I'll go on record saying I think that's a better defensive tackle room than Tyreek Williams and Ty Hamilton.
Ooh,
I genuinely think that.
That's another hot take.
I think we're going to struggle with depth at defensive tackle, but I think solely off, Cade McDonald is a better run defender than Tyreek and Ty Hamilton. And those are both NFL guys. And Caden McDonald was, it's just I worry about his tank a little bit. But then I think Edric Houston's going to be better than all of them. So that's where we're at right now. Like Edric Houston's in the Rose Bowl game, he was the highest rated defender on that team. And he had like an 80% pass rush win rate. He had I think 7 pass rush attempts, and he won his rep 5 out of 7 times. He had it was something insane. I saw a stat on it. It was absurd. He's a freak, and he's a 5-star talent, defensive tackle, a little skinnier than you would usually picture as a defensive tackle, but he's big enough clearly, and he can move and bend bend over. It's just I think he's gonna have a big year, and I think Edric Houston's the next big thing at Ohio State. He's gonna be. He's going to be the future at that position. And he'll be an NFL guy. If he's not a first round pick, I'd be pretty disappointed.
Yeah, no, I hear you on that. I again, and kudos to you, brother, for bringing the fire. I'm not quite ready to say that they're better than Tyreek and Devon Hamilton. Not quite yet, but I do see the potential of them being better. I need to see a little bit more from both of them as starters before I go that route. But I'll also say real quick, aesthetic ABH saying there's a narrative about KJ and Curry. Listen, let me repackage what I'm saying. I'm not doubting that Kenyatta and Curry can't step up and be great. But this is not just some narrative that just came. Go watch Larry Johnson's recent interviews. He talks about that with Kenyatta Jackson. He wants to see him step up against the run better. That's what he said. Go look at the interviews. This is not some narrative we just cooked up. Kenyatta, we're not saying he was trash against the run, but he needs to be better against the run, especially as the starter. Okay. So I just wanted to put that out there. So again, I love this starting four for the defensive end. I'm sorry, for the defensive line. Like I love this starting four. But depth needs to step up. Can Jason Moore? He looks the part. Big 6'6", whatever how many pounds he weighs. He's a freaking giant. Can he step up? I'm hearing some good stuff about Will Smith. They moved him to defensive tackle. So we just need some guys to really step up, man. I don't know if we'll get anybody in the portal at defensive tackle, but I do believe we're going to get some defensive ends or end in the portal. And now we can move on. Unless you got something else to say about D line.
Can I talk about something off topic?
Sure.
The Oracle just put out something on the board, and I'm just I got a text.
Let me go to it while you talking.
This is the post from Oracle. I can confirm that the NCAA has reached out to the FBI and the U.S. attorneys in the Eastern District of Michigan about Weiss to determine two things. One, what if any NCAA violations occurred from his misdeeds? Two, if Weiss violated Title IX, IX, that's Title IX, right? Mm-hmm. Title IX, particularly around harassment. So it's not over. Let's continue. Let's stay on topic a little bit, but since we don't have all day, but I just want to drop that real quick.
What thread is that?
That's the scum thread.
Okay, I'll find it. But yeah, I mean, there you go. And this is why when I said earlier, I was hesitant to say it had nothing to do. That's why I said per se, and there's like different things. That's what I'm talking about, y'all. So it's so much to sift through, so much sewage to sift through. It's just ridiculous. So anyway, yeah. So let's stay on topic, like Funk said. No, you're good. That's great. I'm glad you mentioned that. It's relevant to the first topic. We're just not talking about it right now.
Yeah, so I've been hearing Jason Moore's name a lot. That's the name I've been hearing as that defensive tackle 3. That's who I think. That's my projected like rotation main piece. Like my my Katie McDonald of next year is for sure Jason Moore.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so Will linebacker. So I'll start with this one. Obviously, listen, it's obvious. Sonny Styles is going to start, and then Arvell Reese. We know that. So the question is, who is going to be that third guy that rotates in? Peyton Pierce, we've heard, Laurinaitis loves Peyton Pierce. He tipped his hand on that last season. Yeah, he loves Peyton Pierce. But Riley Pettyjohn, I mean, I saw him. He looks the part physically, and we know he's athletic and will smack you. Go watch his film. So is he going to steal reps from Peyton Pierce in blowouts and in that third guy rotating in? What you think? And of course, TJ Alford's another stud freshman. You got Garrett Stover. What you think, bro?
Well, Riley Pettyjohn was calling the defensive play calls for the second team defense at practice already as a freshman. He had the headset on. He was calling the plays. He was doing the whole thing. So, I mean, he's talented. Riley Pettyjohn's gonna be hard to keep off the field. Him and TJ Alford, it's gonna. I've been hearing because usually during the offseason about freshmen, you hear about a few freshmen, but then the rest you kind of don't really hear about because they're just whatever doing normal freshman stuff or maybe struggling a little bit or whatever. You only really hear about players if they're doing really good or really bad. And I've been hearing about Riley Pettyjohn and TJ Alford. And it's been really good. It's been on that line of really good and wow. Like they're talking about how our linebacker room is like they say it just looks different with them around. But that's what I've been hearing. It looks different. It just feels different. It looks different. So it's going to be hard to keep Riley off the field. I definitely think Riley sees playing time, but I mean, Peyton Pierce is a coach's favorite. So I think you see Styles and Pierce really being probably the will linebacker. But to be honest, I think linebackers can kind of play both if they're talented enough.
Yeah,
and I think all those guys are talented enough and good enough. But I think Styles is going to have a gigantic year. He's going to be, besides Caleb Downs, probably our best player defensively, in my opinion. So it'll be very, very interesting.
Yeah, don't sleep on Sonny Styles. I don't think he got enough love. He eased in he transitioned from that safety position to linebacker, and it takes time with that. But we saw him starting to really come on, towards the end of the season. So with another spring, another winter workout, another fall, like he's going to be a dog. And Arvell Reese already showed you he was a dog as a true freshman. So yeah, man, I listen, that room and TJ Alford and Riley Pettyjohn are the two linebackers that is like, okay, yeah, we getting our groove back with our linebacker recruiting with the size and athleticism and speed. Oh yeah, I cannot wait. So let's go to cornerback. Obviously, let's just get the obvious out the way. We know Iggy and Jermaine Matthews will be the starters at the outside corners. We know that. So let's focus, Funky, on let's say who's going to be the third guy to rotate in. Jermaine Matthews was the third guy last year behind Burke and Iggy. He was that third guy who played a lot. Who's going to be the third guy this year? And also, is Lorenzo Styles going to hold off the other guys at the nickel position?
Shoot. This is my answer on this is a little, so I'll give you two answers. One, I think Styles wins the job. I think he showed it last year. He played good football last year. He got playing time last year. I think he holds he's a veteran out there too. He's a fifth or sixth year guy. I mean, he played for Notre Dame as a sophomore in 2021. I remember that. So, I mean, whatever, that's been a while now. So, I mean, he's an older guy. He played last year. I mean, I see him playing again. I mean, the Styles family works really hard, so it's hard to catch them really lacking, And
Yeah.
But that's my pick, even though that's going to be unpopular because everyone wants West or Scott to really take over that role, or Devin Sanchez. But the second name I've been hearing that is surprising to me, and I really like, a part of me doesn't believe it fully, but it's what I'm being told is, I mean, Devin Sanchez. They said they're saying Devin Sanchez is better than anything we've ever seen. They're saying Devin Sanchez is like, if he doesn't see the field, then it's a crime. But like that's literally what I'm being told. It's he needs to see the field. He's better than Aaron Scott. He's better than Bryce West. He's probably better than Lorenzo Styles. They're comparing him to they're saying he might be the best cornerback on the team. That's what I'm hearing. No, I'm serious. That's literally
I believe
what I've been hearing.
It's crazy. It's crazy that is actually something that's real.
Yeah, I mean, he's being more compared to J.J. Smith than he is to like Bryce West or Aaron Scott. No, this is genuinely like this is the truth. It's like when I bring up his name, they're not really like it's like almost like we're watching like another J.J. Smith come alive, which is, I mean, his tape was the best tape I've ever seen from a cornerback. That's a fact. And I've been around the block. I've watched some of the best cornerbacks in the whole nation. I remember watching oh my god, I remember watching Will Johnson in high school, very impressive. I remember watching, oh my god, that kid from Mater Dei. He ran 10.14 in the 100-meter dash. He went to he went to USC. Then he's at Bama now. I don't know why I'm blanking on his name, but he was really good. But he lacked some football IQ that I would want to see from a player. I mean, I watched guys from St. John Bosco and Santa Margarita High School, some Servite, but they're saying that this guy's the best, and they're saying that he has to see the field. So I don't know what that means. I'm not sure what they're going to do about that, with who they're going to anger, but someone's going to get pissed off, and the spring portal is going to be interesting because if someone enters the portal that's going to, like, a star player maybe from our team or like a higher ranked recruit in that cornerback room enters the portal, then I mean, people are going to think that's bad news, but in reality, just know what's coming,
If
So
that boy cold, he cold. If Sanchez is that cold, what do? So this is going to be interesting, man, because I do think Aaron Scott and Bryce West can be studs. But yeah, Sanchez, he looks the part. I mean, he's like the prototypical size, arm length, speed. I mean, ball skills. We're going to see, man. This is a good problem to have. I mean, at this point, I'm numb. It's like you transfer, all right, bye. We're going to replace you. I don't want anybody to transfer. I'm just saying. It's just like, man, look, it's what it is. So with that said, Funky, we coming up on time a little bit, and we got some super chats, and we got one more position. We got safety. My pick I've been banging the drum for Jalen McClain since last year. Like I was in on him early. Number 18, I kept like number 18. He is flying around out there. Like he looks good. That's my pick for strong safety, opposite Caleb Downs.
Yep,
And I don't know what you thinking though.
I agree. A three safety set between Hartford, McLean, and Downs. And
Yeah.
Hartford actually got a lot of the snaps last year. But I think McLean wins the strong safety position. Then Hartford and will sub in as a whatever a free safety, strong safety, or maybe nickelback. I think he'll be in that. But Fahim Deline, Bill Green thinks Fahim Deline is one of the best. It's a quote from him: "Is he's one of the best safeties he's ever seen, and he thinks he's number one in the nation." He's extremely high on him, and I know Bill's seen his fair share of good players, so that's what I can trust on that. But I've not heard anything about him from practice being a freak. But again, we only hear about the freaks. So
Right, the freaks. Absolutely. And I got you, ascetic. I appreciate the clarity. Yeah, yeah, I hear you. I hear you, bro. I'm
D
excited about
Lane,
them dudes.
am I mispronouncing his name? Oh God, yeah.
Fahim Delane. Is that I thought so what you said. Fahim Delane. But anyway, let's get into these super chats. Chris Lane, thank you for the $2, brother. Appreciate you. Just because, great stuff. Yeah, man. Having fun. Join us. If you're not here every Sunday, make sure you hop on with us, man. We like to really have fun, man. And we have a great engagement in the chat, man. We got the best chat on YouTube. Maurice Clarinet, thanks for the $10. White stuff seems way more serious than the Stallion stuff. Stallions committed a football crime while Weiss committed a crime. As a repeat offenders, do you think death penalty is possible? So no, ain't no death penalty. And I think my camera went out, but who cares? We about to be done anyway. My battery died. But no, there's no more death penalty. But to me, all that matters to me, okay, is them wins need to go. Them wins gotta go, bro. And they need to get postseason bans. They need to reach back. If Ohio State got their whole season wiped away over tattoos, even though they were done getting the free tattoos in the games they were playing, that still got wiped out. Those games got to go. They were cheating. It was the worst on-field cheating scandal. They used the words integrity of the game. They used the words unprecedented. They used the words unfair advantage. All of those phrases were used by the NCAA and the Big Ten. The wins got to go and postseason bans. Those two things. Everything else, Scully's, fines. Fine, sure, pour that on. But that's the two things. And to me, like, that's the death penalty to me, in my opinion. Not literally the death penalty, but that's the hammer. Vacated wins and postseason ban is the hammer to me. What you think, Funk?
Yes,
you still there, brother?
yes. Sorry,
Okay.
I got sent the video of the freaking Ohio State women's hockey team with 18 seconds left getting called for a penalty shot, giving Wisconsin a penalty shot with 18 seconds left to tie the game, and of course they score it. So not overtime starting now. But you're totally right. But we kind of talked about. The White stuff is gonna. He probably violated a lot of NCAA stuff. Think about the Sandusky stuff. Like that had nothing to do with football, wasn't on field cheating. It was a lot of other horrible stuff, and they still got vacated wins for that, and that wasn't even really affecting player eligibility or other stuff. So the NCAA has reached out, and they know more than we do about because they see everything. The FBI knows a lot. The NCAA knows more than we do because clearly they are people doing this investigation and stuff. So they're going to try to punish Michigan too as much as they can because again, they need to enforce the rules, and that's their job. And they've done a pretty good job at it before. Besides for obviously the NIL stuff.
Yep. Nah, I agree. All right, let's move on. I am back like I never left. All right. So Mike Green, what's up, man? A show favorite right here. Mike Green, thanks for the $4.99. Zach Smith was drinking something before the show, said JJ McCarthy was a better QB than Will Howard, but saying it's not JJ's fault he didn't have to pass. All right. So I don't agree with that take. I got love for Zach. Scoop has love for Menace. That's our guy. But we don't always agree. I don't agree with that. And because to me, like, yes, they didn't let him pass a lot. And I know the argument is they wanted to run mostly. And that's fine. But JJ McCarthy, to me, okay, this is the same quarterback who threw 3 interceptions against Bowling Green. We've seen, in my opinion, watching him over the years with JJ, I saw Harbaugh trying to open it up more and throw the ball more with JJ, and good things just didn't happen. JJ McCarthy was good for pulling out a scramble and a nice throw to complete for a first down on the sideline. He wasn't about to pick apart your defense. I don't recall him dropping dimes in the bucket like we saw Will Howard do in that playoff run. I just listen, and this is not scum hate. Like JJ McCarthy, I never thought he was that good. He's like he's just okay to me. And so he's athletic. He's good at picking up third and short, or he'll pull something out his hat. He can run. Yes, he can. I've seen him throw solid balls down the field at times, but I have not seen him display a consistent array of air talent with accuracy and poise like we saw Will Howard do in the playoffs. I haven't seen it. So I disagree with that take, but whatever. What you think, Funk?
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. He never really showed it in high school. He got drafted. He got drafted in the top 10 or the 11th pick because of his because his like young. Sorry, Wisconsin just won the national championship. That was total BS. Ohio State got robbed. You can't call a penalty with 18 seconds left and a penalty shot in a game 3-2. I mean, that's an absolute robbery. I really need to stay on topic, but that's an absolute
I hear
robbery.
you. That
That
sucks. Real
that's just
time.
horrible. And trust me, I'm not super fond of Ohio State women's hockey for a few reasons I will not discuss here. But it sucks for the girls. I just hate seeing that happen. Damn, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, sorry. But JJ McCarthy never really showed in. He got drafted because of his youngness and his talent. Or his potential talent being a former 5-star and his potential arm strength. But when they really tried to air it out, it didn't really work. I mean, you can look at the Bowling Green game where he threw like 3 picks, but he got drafted out of his age and his talent. And Will Howard was the better quarterback in college. But could JJ McCarthy be better in 3 more years? Yeah. I mean, if JJ McCarthy played 5 years in college, I'm sure he would be as good as Will Howard. But he didn't. He played 3 years and he didn't really do all that much. I mean, Will Howard threw for a better completion percentage, more touchdowns, more yards. Won more playoff games, same amount of natties. So, yeah.
Yeah, and listen, people were trying to argue, well, JJ McCarthy didn't have JJ Smith and Ibuka. I get that. But to me, that's just a poor argument. It's a cop-out argument when people try to say that. It's like you're trying to take credit away from a quarterback. Will Howard still had to deliver those balls. Again, yes, there were plays where sometimes JJ Smith, he's so cold, he was wide open. But there were way more plays that weren't the Oregon play where he was wide, butt naked open. Go look at the throws he made against Tennessee. Go look at the throws he made against Texas. Go look at you know what I mean? Like against ND. I'm telling you, like, it's to me the performance as a passer and just an overall quarterback. Give me Will Howard over JJ. JJ hand the ball off McCarthy any day. And we got another super chat from Mike Green. Thanks for the 499 BMO, my guy. Man, our other Buckeye channels trash. Shout out to my school family and Minister Sports fam. Yeah, man. Listen, I appreciate that. Look, I've been around the block for years. I may have not had a podcast, every year. I've been doing this for the past few years and been with the Scoop for the past couple years. But I've been around the block. I've seen all the podcasts. I've seen all the message boards. I've seen it, and I'm telling you, man, Scoop, we the realest out here. Shout out to Menace. I got love for Chris Drew and Zach as well. And there's some others out there that's rocking well and doing great. But Scoop, we among the best, man. We just are. Message board wise, BuckeyeScoop.com. It's going to be the best message board you can get for the combination of inside information, recruiting, and just all around coverage, insight, smart football IQ that actually knows what they're talking about. That's what you're going to find with Buckeye Scoop, man. And definitely proud to be a part of the scoop, man. Any thoughts on that,
Yeah,
Funky?
no, I mean, it's just the start to be Moses. I mean, I told you a little bit of what we have cooking up
Yeah,
in the background, and I'm sure it will be public soon. But let's just say Funky Buck is cooking something, and it's gonna be good, and it's just gonna be better for everyone because it's gonna be more content, more everything, and uh, it'll be fun. I mean, this is just the start for it for me. I've only done it for, I mean, less than a year. I mean, I've been around for longer than that, but only been doing this podcast for less than a year now, and only been around the boards for like 4 or 5 years now. So, but hey, I'm still young, so it's just the start. And yeah, I mean, I appreciate everyone tuning in because I'm a lot of the same people, and appreciate that a lot because it's it's very fun. It's very fun for me to do, and very fun for B Moses to do. So it's a great time, and we do appreciate all you guys tuning in. We can't do the show if people don't watch it. So
right.
it's really nice to have a little bit of a community here every single Sunday.
Absolutely, man. Well said, bro. Like community is everything. Scoop has some of the best people. I've been to and hopefully I don't know, Funk, if you heard any word on the details for the next outing. But listen, wherever it's gonna be, I'll be there. I'm assuming it's gonna be during the spring showcase weekend. But just good people, man. Good, solid people, supportive and all that, man. It's a blessing to have that. Everybody just can't claim that. Thank you, Mickey. See, look at that. Boom. Look at that. Mickey, another person, 1999. It just drops the 1999. You know what I'm saying? Like consistently, just the support. I appreciate that. We appreciate that. And Gabe Gaines, thanks for the 49. I really hope T-Sun, Team Up North doesn't make a run in the
Me
tournament.
and you
I don't think
both.
they will. I
I
don't
hope
think they
not.
will.
Well, they already kind of are, but it's
Yeah, I
it's
mean, but yeah, I think the Bucks stop. Who they got next? They
Auburn,
got
Auburn,
Auburn. Oh yeah,
Auburn.
they're done. They're
Yeah,
done.
I
Auburn is
agree.
beating them. They're
Yeah,
done.
Auburn's really good. Yeah,
Don't even worry about that. Don't even worry about that.
I, I've
So
jinxed the last two Michigan games, so I need to stop tweeting during the game. So
yeah, A&M blew it, man. I walked away when they was up 10, and I came back and was like, what? But yeah, bro.
yeah,
Auburn is about to handle business for real. But so as we end, I want to make sure we first of all give our condolences to Brandon Rogers, aka ZZM. He was a Scoop member, a beloved Scoop member. He passed away recently. Prayers, thoughts to him and his family. I knew to do. He followed my Buckeye page too on Facebook. He posted a lot. Just a solid, good dude, kind dude, supportive dude, and so he will definitely be missed by the Scoop family and everybody who came across his path, man. Like it always sucks to lose good people, and he was young too, man. So just sad, man, sad. But I wanted to read off. Thanks, Stilly Matt, for sending this to me. So the service is Monday, tomorrow at 11 a.m. at the Dwayne R. Spence Funeral Home in Pickerington, 550 Hill Road North in Pickerington. Okay. So for those who are interested in going to the service, it is at 11 a.m. tomorrow morning, March 24th, at Dwayne R. Spence Funeral Home in Pickerington, 550 Hill Road North. Okay. All right. And let's make sure we pray for his family, pray for their strength, man. Because, I mean, we're salty, we're sad, but imagine how they feel. So let's make sure we do that, lift them up in prayer. But yeah, anything else funky before we depart from the live?
yeah. I mean, I heard about that as well. When I saw it at first, I didn't even know it was real or not. I didn't hear anything from Kirk or Nevada or something. But when I heard
Yeah.
about it officially by Kirk, yeah, it was really that was heartbreaking because I do remember a lot seeing his face in the chat and stuff, and never got to meet him in person, but always have love for people who support you. Yeah, people who support like us and me as a person. Like it's really like you feel a connection with them just by that. So I mean that was really heartbreaking to hear. And if you guys are in town, that please I would very highly encourage you go to it. Just being there and showing up for someone's family is very 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 meaningful. So if I was in Ohio, I would be there 100% in a second. But I mean yeah that's just sad to hear. But yeah.
Yeah. And it's just a reminder, tomorrow's not promised.
Hmm.
Don't take life for granted. I mean, hug your loved ones. Don't be goofy and stupid and bitter and just, all that stuff, man. Like you just got it's just a reminder. It's a sobering reminder. You know what I'm saying? Just to enjoy life and don't get caught up in foolishness. And in the context of this channel, what we do, we love our Buckeyes, enjoy the Buckeyes. You know what I'm saying? It's just tomorrow's not promised. That's just a fact. So yeah, so God bless the family of ZZM, man. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and go out. I know Kirk and Nevada about to jump on. We appreciate y'all. Much love for y'all. Can't wait to get back with y'all on Sunday. And we will see y'all then. All right. Peace
Go
and go
Bucks.
Bucks.